Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope this is finding you well and safe. Karen O'Neill coming to you from United Way. This afternoon, we're going to talk to you about the student nutrition program. So I've got Janelle Arnoux from Chatham-Kent Public Health, who oversees the student nutrition program, and Laura Lother. I hope I said your last name correctly, Laura. She is a teacher with the Lambton-Kent District School Board. I actually have some figures up here that I want to share of how many families have actually been using the current program that we put into place since the school closures have happened. There are, as of this afternoon, 190 preschool children registered, 704 from elementary, and 174 from the high school grades, with a total of 1,068. I've also got my colleague, Veronica, who is our finance administrator, on my phone. Veronica, can you update us on the funds that have come in and gone out? We have another commitment of another $3,900. That's awesome. Thanks, Veronica. I'll let you get back to what it is that you're doing.
I didn't get to hear those numbers. I don't know if anybody else had a problem with hearing that.
Okay, I'll repeat that. I didn't write it down. So there was just over $24,000 that has come in the door physically, and we have another 33,000 that it's on its way. And as of yesterday afternoon, $15,000 have gone out the door to purchase those cards for families. This is an example of how we're working very, very hard to meet the needs of the basic needs of families out there, where your donations coming in are going right back out and helping families as we speak. So Laura, I've got Laura Lother on the line. She's a teacher from the Lambton District Kent Board. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, what grade you teach? And I met you for the first time on the first day of the March break, and you were sharing some concerns. So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Laura Wheeler. I'm an elementary school teacher with Lambton-Kent District School Board. So currently my role right now is K-8 arts and phys ed coverage. And so how this all kind of started was the whirlwind of the announcement of school closures happening. Thinking about the fact that schools really provide so much more than simply teaching the curriculum to our students, and that with those closures, there were now going to be a lot of gaps out there for families. Twitter and social media were really big on this, just everyone kind of sharing collective concerns about how we as teachers could really come together and fill that gap. So that's kind of where this all started for me, thinking about the amount of students that rely on the student nutrition program at school, and then how we could meet those same needs even though our physical buildings are closed. So I reached out to Karen Kirkwood-White, knowing her past and current involvement with United Way, as well as being a municipal councillor, that she would be a good stepping stone to figure out how can we tackle this. It seemed like a giant issue for our community that almost seemed a little impossible, but I'm just connecting with somebody who knew where to start. So she was able to connect me with Steve Pratt of United Way and kind of get that conversation going with my involvement there, really bringing a lot of community partners together to just fill that gap and help support those in our community that are feeling this stress of this time right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got that right, that it was a monumental task, and again, very quick turnaround. I've also got Janelle Arnoux on the line. So, as far as monumental tasks, Janelle, can you talk about, a bit about the traditional student nutrition program outside of the school closures? I know you and I have, we've almost become best friends now because we talk every day. But, you were sharing, yeah, you shared with me that there's about 10,000 kids in CK that are accessing the program.
Right.
But we know that there's a figure out there that we know that heavily rely on it, which, those are the folks that Laura was mentioning. So yeah, can you just talk about the traditional structure of the student nutrition program?
Okay, so we work on the premise that access to food is essential and that all people have the right to adequate and healthy food. Student nutrition programs have been in every publicly funded school throughout the municipality, and they provide meals and snacks to students in elementary and secondary schools across Chatham-Kent. So students, like Laura said, have access to healthy snacks throughout the school day, and we are in every elementary and secondary school, reaching out to almost 10,000 students who participate in the program, and that reaches about approximately 1.5 million meals are provided through the program every year. So I am speaking on behalf of Alan Davies, who's our Chatham-Kent Student Nutrition Program Coordinator. He goes out and supports all of the schools with getting a snack or meal, or even a combination of a snack and a meal in the schools, and supports the school principals and school staff to make that work in the school setting.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I can go on a bit more. So maybe I did say this. The schools have been school programs have been a part of our school environment for 2 decades, starting as early in the 90s. Students and families have really become accustomed to having these food assistance programs in our schools. And with school closures, changes in financial situations for many, we knew we had to come up with a program that could support our families and provide financial support, and in the form of grocery gift cards for families.
Thanks, Janelle. So I just want to expand on what Janelle was talking about there. It was really creative measures that we came about, trying to get those grocery cards in the hands of families across Chatham-Kent. We are using a platform. The platform's called Gigot, and they've been quite amazing. They've put together an entire platform that is accessible right from www.ckgives.com or .ca, pardon me. They've just made it a really easy and smooth process. I am super happy. Janelle, you might be able to comment on how awesome the local grocers have been. We reached out to grocers all around Chatham-Kent. We wanted to ensure that people had choices, as well as different locations in their community. Janelle, can you speak maybe to what your experience has been and working with the grocers?
Sure. So I work in public health. So myself and other public health staff work with community partners to have programs like this out in our community. So we've in the past provided vegetable and fruit subsidies. We support our community programs with emergency food programs, and then we also promote things like an adequate living wage for our community members. So when we were approached by United Way to set up a logistics plan to get, or a fund to get gift cards into the grocery stores, we've had practice at this and really scaling up at on a large scale. So it's great that Gigot had a platform for registration for our families, and we reached out to our groceries, and they were more than willing to help us out. We've always I've always been humbled and very grateful at community partners' willingness to pitch in and help out. And we know it's a very, very busy time for grocers and managers and staff, but they all agreed to help us out. And so basically people can register and pick up their grocery gift card at a location that they've selected.
Awesome. Now people have been reaching out to us and saying, like, how is it that we can help? Laura, can you maybe talk about what teachers are doing on your end?
Yeah, of course. So I've received communication from my principal in terms of sending this out to families. So we have various online platforms we were already using to be communicating with families. Those have become definitely more prominent now as we're working from home. So getting that information just out to students in that way, as well as so many teachers I've seen posting it all over Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, just various social media platforms, just really getting the information out. So that's been really helpful just for families to know that this opportunity is there and that they're not alone during this, what can be really hard financial time for them. In terms of, I know you mentioned ckgives.ca being a great base for everyone to go to just for volunteers who are looking to help, or if you're looking to make donations, that's been a great one to just bring us all back together.
That's awesome. We at United Way are absolutely thrilled to be partnering with all of you. And it's just been a really humbling experience to be able to, create the impact that we are on like such a quick turnaround. I just want to, I have a couple notes here. I want to give a big shout out to Your TV. They are broadcasting us live every day at 3 o'clock with these live chats. So please join in at 3 o'clock during the week, Monday to Friday. We will talk to you about the current state of COVID in Chatham-Kent and how our communities are coming together to address the needs. Monday, we'll have my colleague on, Patty Peters. She's going to be talking about Chatham-Kent Not-for-Profit Network and how the network is actually reaching out to the community, reaching out to all those nonprofits in Chatham-Kent who are likely hurting and need to scale their work. So what we're working hard on is making sure that those organizations have the funds and the resources to be able to do the work that is greatly needed now, especially now. I also want to say a big thank you to Gigot again. They've been phenomenal. They have really dropped everything and helped us out. The CK Gives website was actually put together by Gigot. And again, the registration platform, they've been walking hand in hand, making sure that it's as smooth as possible. And then another thing that I wanted to note as far as the another school, but the St. Clair Catholic District School Board has already given us $5,000 towards this program. So they are just one of the supporters here. So otherwise, I hope that you all have a fantastic and safe weekend. Stay connected to one another and stay healthy, and please stay home. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.